Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about Life Path 4. Life Path 4s are disciplined by nature. As children, they are practical, they have this practical kind of thinking. They kind of mature more earlier than most children. And these children could be the children that love math. As a 4, you might love math. You love anything that you can build and solve and put your critical thinking cap on. So these people are very intelligent. These people can be scientists. You can be a detective. You can be like an investigator dealing with computer science and things like of that nature. You're focused on building a home, a stable home. Like you want to feel safe, you want to feel secure as a 4. And so you put your mindset and your methods in order to make that become your reality. You're supposed to have that role of bringing security and order. Basically, I always say this, when I think of the 4, I think of the map. Because 4, if you really think about the number 4, there's so much to it. 4 symbolizes completion and positive outcomes. It's setting a foundation. The heart is made up of 4 chambers. There's 4 corners on a map. There's usually 4 legs on a table, right? That's what makes the table stand up and become usable. There's different religions, and it's funny how they all connect with the numbers in general. Like if you read, regardless if it's the Bible, the Quran, whatever you read, whatever your religious belief is, like in Buddhism, there are 4 noble truths. There are 4 elements, I believe, and there are also 4 heavenly kingdoms. And there's 4 foundations of mindfulness and 4 stages of enlightenment. Those are some notes that I wrote and found during my research. And so in Judaism, right, the name of God has 4 letters. There are 4 matriarchs of Judaism, 4 cups of wine to drink, and 4 questions to be asked on Passover. In Christianity, there are 4 Gospels and 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. The cross is made up of 4 parts, right? There's 4. In Hinduism, there are 4 Vedas, if I'm saying that correctly. 4 aims of human life, 4 stages of student life, and 4 castes of society. And it's funny because it's the only number that has the same value of itself. So 4 FOUR is 4 letters. So 4 is that worker that is very good at problem solving. Like you look to this person to answer a question in regards to something that you have to like calculate, or something that is like kind of like a puzzle. They love to put puzzles together. 4 is actually the salt of the earth. So that's the start of the beginning of the foundation and the organization, and the start of, where our value just grows. This is where you plant your seed of value. The 4th sign is Cancer. And so this number has the 4th house of Cancer's traits, that part. And Cancer is ruled by the moon, right? If you know about the 4th sign, Cancer, you know that the crab is representative of that sign. And it's kind of this symbolic meaning of holding their like home on them, but being able to retreat whenever they can. This reflects that hard kind of exterior and vulnerable, soft, caring, with a soft interior. And also with the sign of Cancer, they're very sensitive and emotional. They feel everything. They're very psychic, and their intuition is very... That relates to the 4, right? Being that it plants deep roots. And if you think of the 4th house too, it's deep, your deep roots and your ancestral roots too. It's more of like your deep inner self. So your second body, it's your second body. Because remember, if you watched my video, the first video that I posted, I talked about how, actually not, it wasn't there. It was actually on my live. If you stay posted on my lives, I occasionally explain like certain things. Like I talk about how the planets are connected to us in a more detailed way. So if you want to go check that out. Also, the sign of Cancer, they're kind of misunderstood as like some sensitive, how do you call it, passive aggressive kind of people, but it's not like that. It's just that they want to help, and sometimes that emotional nurturing can get to extremes where people don't really understand why you're bringing up certain things. Like, people may find it like irrelevant, or even like, you sometimes can tend to pick on people's flaws, and that's how people see it, but you don't see it that way because you see it as like, I'm trying to help you and I'm just this way because of that's just the way that the Cancer is. They can have this kind of serious side to them, this side that seems more focused on building structure and maintaining structure. And so sometimes that can get in the way if you don't fully understand the number 4 itself. So when you learn about your sign and you find out the number of your sign, that's probably correlated to the same numbers in your name. That if you add up all the numbers in your name, it's probably that same number. So it's like, it synchronizes. It's good to ask a number 4 child, if you have a number 4 life path child, how they think the house looks, like how they think, what they think you should add or do to fix the home. Like, give them problems to solve, because that helps them a lot. And that's a very good way of integrating knowledge and guidance at the same time, with some love combined. As a 4, you should let people know on your about your standards and your values and your ethical way of thinking. Because especially in relationships, tell your partner that you value honesty, and you need somebody who's honest and straight up. You're very mature naturally, so you just don't deal with that immature stuff. 4s can be very good teachers as well. As good learners they're good teachers. They can be great gardeners. The 4 needs to feel like they're providing something for the home. Like they're giving some sort of income, some sort of share of something. Like, they need to feel like they're helping. Maybe as a 4, you can experience, like, maybe you have a partner and they're making more income than you and they're putting more. You're not really going to like that. You might feel that. As long as you're doing what you love and you're helping in some sort of way and you're putting the best that you can, then everything's fine. And it doesn't matter who's paying more and who's paying less. It's about just helping each other. And it's about the love. Because material things don't matter. And 4 just wants to gain that material stability. Kind of like the 8. And it's funny because 4 twice by itself is 8. right? But 8 is always deeper. The benefit for the 4, and the benefit, this is for all the signs. I mean, this is for all the signs too, though. This is for all the signs and all of the numbers. Go out to nature when you're feeling stressed or sad. Go take a walk. Go breathe some fresh air. That's good. That's a very therapeutic way of releasing all that negativity and all that stress and anxiety. You can also write. That's very good for the 4s too. They love to write, actually. Sometimes the life path 4 can be perceived as like too serious by others. Sometimes the 4 can feel stressed because they might feel like the world is so chaotic. Nobody's putting structure and real, they might just feel like society's just too unexpectable and too all over the place. Then they might feel like they're the only ones trying to actually fix it, and that can cause some kind of stress. So don't let that get to you. And always remember that when you start within and you rid yourself of any energy vampires, get away from those and spend some time to yourself and recharge yourself and recharge your energy and treat your temple. Always remember that disorder is what brings order, and chaos is what brings peace and order and structure. So when you learn to appreciate both sides, that's when blessings manifest. A 4 can be very cruel and moody and violent. They have these destructive tendencies sometimes if not aware of themselves. A 4 can be very sarcastic, and they have like this witty nature. And this like serious, stern nature so much that when they make jokes out of things, it comes out so serious that it's mad funny. So they could be comedians. Whoopi Goldberg is actually a 4. And so you can see this through her traits, how driven she is and how serious she can take her work. 4 comes with the structure and the stability needed. Learn to have fun in chaos and to not take everything too serious and be too orderly, and don't loosen up a little bit. That's the end of the Life Path 4. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Peace and love to you guys. See you next time.